Hello, my name's Jamie Sweeney, and I'm the owner of Juniper Art Gallery, located on the historic Courthouse Square in Spencer, Indiana. And I just finished hanging our regional artists' fall exhibit, so I thought I'd give you a tour of all the new artwork that's up. Also, I want to invite you to our 4th anniversary celebration, and we'll also be having an artist reception for 2 exhibits, this fall exhibit and the Nature Interpreted exhibit on October 22nd from 2 to 4 p.m., and we'll have live music. We'll have some jazz musicians here. So I hope you can join us for that. But for now, the show is hung, and I'm going to give you a tour. So I'll turn the camera around so you can see the artwork instead of me. All right, so we represent over 30 of Indiana's finest artists, and also we have some artists from Kentucky and from Ohio, so we call it our regional artist room. And this is the main gallery, which is actually dedicated to my parents, Paul and Margaret Sweeney, who are both sadly gone now, but they left quite the artistic legacy. So this room is dedicated to their memory, and it's called the Paul and Margaret Sweeney Legacy Room. So we'll start here on this wall and take a tour of the new artwork that's on display. This work is by David J. Emerson Young. He does very detailed and whimsical and entertaining, wonderful drawings. So he is from originally Indianapolis, but he lives in Bloomington, Indiana now. And you can see his work is detailed and a lot of movement. He also has just finished a large-scale painting exhibition of climate change paintings, and if you get a chance to check those out, you definitely should. They're just gorgeous. They're very large scale, so we don't have any of those here in Juniper, but I hope you will check out his climate change paintings. Up here is Patrick Donnelly's work. He is from Louisville, Kentucky. And if you get a chance, Patrick has been very busy with a project in Louisville called Groundhog Archaeology. And if that doesn't get your curiosity up, I don't know what will. So check out Groundhog Archaeology on Instagram, and you'll be surprised and amazed at the historical project he's working on. Beneath Patrick's work is Donna Short, a couple of oil paintings by Donna Short, who's an Indianapolis artist, and I have more of her work on a different wall. This is Wyatt LeGrand's work. He is from Bloomfield, Indiana. He's a very multi-award-winning artist, and we're thrilled with this selection of work he brought us. Bert Gilbert does ironwork, and he has recently retired, and he has just been producing some amazing work. He's got time to dedicate fully to his art, and I just think his work is amazing. If you go to his webpage on juniperartgallery.com under Bert Gilbert, you can watch him doing an iron pour out at the sculpture trails in Salisbury, Indiana, which is really an interesting thing to observe, and you gain a greater appreciation for what this artwork entails. This is Jackie Frazework. She's a watercolorist from Bloomington, Indiana, does lovely work. She's got a couple paintings from Maine, her trip to Maine. This is Caitlin Tibbs. Caitlin is another Bloomington artist. She's kind of an up-and-coming artist. She is a bit new to the Bloomington art scene, but I think she does fabulous oils. And if you look at this one, I love this. She has great titles. It's called Calm Down, Bernice. Beneath her is an Alan Hooten painting watercolor. And then here's a section of the gallery by Meg Legodzky, known for her quarry paintings and quarry collages. She does hand-painted acrylic collage now and also beautiful oils. And she is a Bloomington artist. Next to her is Alan Hooten. He does beautiful, beautiful watercolor. I think he's almost reminiscent of Wyeth. I love his style. It's very clean and crisp, and he has really nice framing and very good prices on his work. Hope you'll come see it in person. And here's a bust by my mother here, and a sculpture by artist James Alexander Thom. You may know him as an author, does historical fiction. But this is one of his infinity sculptures, and you can see how it just wraps in and out of itself. Hand-hewn, hand-carved black walnut. This is a sculpture by Patrick Donnelly from Kentucky. It's called Droid Descending a Staircase. You can see how it's reminiscent of Marcel Duchamp's Nude Descending a Staircase, and it makes wonderful shadows. This is Owen County's own Grace Gonzo. She's originally from Mongolia, but she lives on a farm in Owen County, and she has 3 children, and she runs that farm with her husband, and she paints. Just very driven artist. I think her work is lovely. She's really, really coming into her own with her artwork, and I just think she has a very unique style, colorful and wonderful work by Grace Gonzo. This work here is by Zinzong Dwan. He's originally from China, lives in Dublin, Ohio now. Does paintings mainly of Europe, China, New York City, and you can see one in the middle there is of Indianapolis Monument Circle. He does both watercolors and oils, kind of partial to his watercolors. I love watercolor. My father was a watercolorist. And here's Bust by my mother. It's called Roberto. So this again is the legacy section of the gallery to my parents. Dad was Paul J. Sweeney was a well-known watercolorist and multimedia artist, and my mother was known best for her sculpture, but she also did oils. We have some of my father's originals for sale, which the family doesn't sell his originals, but I have some from a collector who asked me to sell his collections, so it's a unique opportunity to purchase my parents' or my father's work. This one's called Wingin' In. You can see how detailed his watercolor is. This was the best of show at the 1987 Pan Am Games in Indianapolis. Just quick. These are original paintings by my father. Family doesn't sell originals, so this is a unique opportunity. Okay, so now we are coming to this nice grouping of paintings. We've got Mark Burkett. He is from Mooresville, Indiana. He does oils, and he also does prints, like printmaking, but I don't have any prints by Mark right now. Thought this was a lovely selection. This is Reese. He's from Greencastle, Indiana, and these are absolutely gorgeous woodblock prints that he just brought me in, and I'm so excited about them. Both of them are just beautiful. This one is Loggerhead Strikes, and he's going to donate $100 from the sale of each of these limited edition prints to the Indiana Audubon Society's Shrike program because they are losing numbers, and the Audubon Society is trying to bring their numbers back up because they're really endangered at this point. Very generous of Reese to be doing that. This is Jeannie Mcleish's work. She does oils. Beautiful selection this time. I just think her work is always stellar. But I love this selection, and I just feel so honored to represent such quality artists in my gallery. And this is Polar Bear by my mother. She was known for doing bears. She loved bears. So this is Tom Ray's work. He works in gouache, and these three paintings are from his European travels in Italy. These 3 are all from Italy. Beautiful Trevi Fountain painting. And Stephen Edwards was new to us with the last exhibit, and he is a watercolorist, does extraordinary work. Very award-winning artist as well. He actually studied under my father. And then here is Jerry Smith, beloved Indiana artist Jerry Smith. He works in oils, acrylics, and watercolor. We have one large acrylic at the top, and I'm so sorry that the lights are shining on it and causing a reflection on the glass, but he also brought us several watercolors. His framing is exquisite, and his prices are crazy good. So if you like Jerry's work, this is a great opportunity to purchase some of it at a very good price. He also brings us unframed, matted original artwork. So you got quite a selection. You can frame them as you wish, but he does frame very tastefully. It's Pamela Newell. She is from Indianapolis, and wow, she brought us a couple pastels and a couple oils. And Pam is a very, very award-winning artist. So I just, again, I just feel so honored to represent these artists. She's really got some lovely pieces in this show. It's another wall sculpture by Patrick Donnelly. You can see he uses found materials and makes really creative sculptures that just cast really neat shadows. Now, this is Donna Short's work. She's another Indianapolis artist. She brought us several pastels, and then I showed you a couple oils earlier, but these pastels are just gorgeous. Donna's another very award-winning artist, and I'm just thrilled to have her work here. Next to her is Catherine Hooten. Catherine is from Crawfordsville, as is Jerry Smith, and she works in acrylics, but sometimes it's hard for me just to believe they're acrylics. They look so much like oils. She gets such a vibrant color out of her acrylic. Catherine's really, really a wonderful artist, and she also does a lot of interesting items like hand-painted ornaments, too. You can see some of those on her webpage. I might mention that each artist in the gallery has their own webpage, and all the art is for sale through the website as well as in gallery. This work is by Dawn Adams, Bloomington artist, does gorgeous oils, primarily focusing on water, and it's a very soothing and healing subject matter. This is Ellen Starr Lyon. She's another Bloomington artist. She's become pretty well known for her self-portraits and portraits of her family. Really nice oil paintings. She's just great. And she's brought in a couple cloud paintings that I think are just beautiful as well. Ellen has had a one-person show at the Eiffel building this past month, and it was just spectacular to see her collection all together. Then we will show you Allison Horner's work. She was new to Juniper Art Gallery with the last show. She works in gouache. You can see she does lovely line work. She works in gouache, watercolor, and ink. But the design of her composition is just fabulous. She's from Columbus, Indiana. Then here is James Campbell, a Bloomington artist. Very colorful selection this time. He works in wood, acrylic paint over wood, and HDU, which is makes for very, very interesting textures and color. Jim used to work as a graphic designer, and you can see how great his designs are. Here is another infinity sculpture by James Alexander Thom. This one's in cherry. Just see how it weaves in and out of itself. Danielle Urshel, Bloomington, Indiana artist. She works in linocut, wood block, and reduction printmaking. She has Obsolete Press in Bloomington. I just think her work's outstanding. Very, very reasonably priced. Just love her subject matters and her color. And this piece is just vibrant with color. And you can see the carving of the wood block there. It's just really cool. And then I'll show you my friend, Dina Haws. We went to art school together. She works in sterling silver and brass metalwork, and she's just a very, very fine artist. You can see she uses found natural items and wraps her metalwork around it in some cases. I think it's really gorgeous. She has earrings and brushed silver earrings and a bracelet and brooches, and I just think her work is very, very beautiful. She and her husband, David J. Emerson Young, also have the Heartland Reconciliation not-for-profit in Bloomington. You might look that up. There's a little Two Heads Are Better Than One by James Alexander Thom. And these are Circle of Bears by my mother, Margaret Sweeney. And here is Serena Brower's work. Serena is from Delphi, Indiana. She does beautiful watercolor, and I love how she works really fine detail into her wet watercolor applications. I mean, it's just very unique style. Nicely framed and very, very reasonably priced. Serena runs the Opera House Gallery in Delphi. Next to her work is Ransom Hale's work. He is known in Bloomington largely as a musician, but he's also been a visual artist his whole life, and he does really, really creative, like no one else I've seen, work that's just detailed and beautiful, and also always has an element of humor and play to it as well. Uplifting artwork. This one's called Best Party Ever. I think that's so much fun. And on his prints, when he makes, I should say reproductions, when he makes reproductions from his work, he generally hand details them. So every one is an original. And that is going to bring us back to the main gallery. And this is a nice cherry piece by James Alexander Thom. Another infinity piece, taller than the others, floor standing, that just weaves in and out of itself. So beautiful. Well, thank you for taking this tour, and I hope you'll come celebrate with us on October 22nd. That's a Saturday. We'll have live music and 2 art receptions. We'll have Nature Interpreted exhibit and this fall exhibit with artists and music and light refreshments. So thank you again. Come see this in person, because you can see it in a video or online, but it's nothing like seeing the real thing. So I hope you come visit soon. Happy autumn.